Hi, first graders. It's that time again. Press pause, run and get your literature anthology book. We are in Unit 5, and the new story that we're reading is Week 4, Whistle for Willie. Once you have your book, turn to page 226. This week's story's genre is realistic fiction. You firsties already know that genre is just a fancy word for a certain type of book. Realistic fiction is this week's genre. Now, realistic means that something seems real. Fiction means stories that are not real. So, realistic fiction stories seem like they could be real, but they are not. The essential question asks, what sounds can you hear? How are they made? We're going to read about a boy who wants to whistle. Can you whistle? Take a second and try right now. All right, firsties, get your reading finger ready. You can follow along with me, or you can just sit back and listen to the story. Whistle for Willie by Ezra Jack Keats. Oh, how Peter wished he could whistle. He saw a boy playing with his dog. Whenever the boy whistled, the dog ran straight to him. Peter tried and tried to whistle, but he couldn't. So instead, he began to turn himself around. Around and around he whirled, faster and faster. When he stopped, everything turned down and up and up and down and around and around. Peter saw his dog Willie coming. Quick as a wink, he hid in an empty carton lying on the sidewalk. Wouldn't it be funny if I whistled? Peter thought. Willie would stop and look around to see who it was. Peter tried again to whistle, but still he couldn't. So Willie just walked on. Peter got out of the carton and started home. On the way, he took some colored chalks out of his pocket and drew a long, long line right up to his door. He stood there and tried to whistle again. He blew till his cheeks were tired, but nothing happened. He went into his house and put on his father's old hat to make himself feel more grown up. He looked into the mirror to practice whistling. Still no whistling. When his mother saw what he was doing, Peter pretended that he was his father. He said, "I've come home early today. Dear, is Peter here?" His mother answered, "Why, no, he's outside with Willie." "Well, I'll go out and look for them," said Peter. First, he walked along a crack in the sidewalk. Then he tried to run away from his shadow. He jumped off his shadow, but when he landed, they were together again. He came to the corner where the carton was, and who should he see but Willie? Peter scrambled under the carton. He blew and blew and blew. Suddenly, out came a real whistle. Willie stopped and looked around to see who it was. "It's me!" Peter shouted and stood up. Willie raced straight to him. Peter ran home to show his father and mother what he could do. They loved Peter's whistling. So did Willie. Peter's mother asked him and Willie to go on an errand to the grocery store. He whistled all the way there, and he whistled all the way home. I just really love that story. Willie never gave up. He practiced and he practiced and he practiced. And he finally was able to whistle. All right, you can go back and reread the story or listen to it again. I have a cool game that we're going to play where you have to answer some questions. All right, firsties, have a good day.